it's what people really like understand better. But eventually they would understand that it's a very good idea to defeat all diseases and aging and live as long as they wish and better forever.
I'm trying to
By the way, we can try to tell people in Vitalism chat to join us here if they would wish.
Victor, do you have any thoughts?
What?
Victor, do you have any thoughts?
Yes. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to set up my camera and my microphone. Telegram is a new environment for me. I I set up everything for Zoom, and now I need to switch. So basically, yeah, I understand. So what, Vladimir, what is your main idea? Is it the open letter or political parties? Because they seem to be two separate strategies for me.
I think they're both very important, and they both very like they can't exist one without another, because for political party to become really important and have a lot of votes, I think that it needs to have expert support, because without expert support, people would not believe us. They would think that we are just like mad scientists who, for some reason, decided that they can deal with aging and death. But again, open letter without political party, I think it can be useful, because like people in governments also want to live long life without cancer and age-related diseases, and they like lobbying can help here. I think like some people in our environment uh, tend to tell that tend to perceive politicians as some force that tries to oppose us and to make some stupid things to make our living conditions worse and so on. But I think that regarding the fit of aging, like that might be uh, right, correct for some other cases, but we share with them our willingness to live long and healthy life.
So
But I still think that a politician should largely. Okay.
sorry. So yeah, but we already had. Look, we have several parties. Like in America, the transhumanist party, they failed completely. In Germany, also the party which is its
Right.
popularity is reducing. So they were relatively successful. Now COVID struck, and now they are completely forgotten. Like people, they are not increasing; they are decreasing. The party in the USA also, they just basically abandoned it. Like it's not working. That guy, I forgot his name, the who had maybe grandiose mania. He was accused. What is that American politician who made a party? He's not pursuing political parties anymore. He thinks, okay, I will just join some other party because I can't just build a party based on transhumanism. It's not feasible. So why? So you think that,
Zoltanist, maybe.
yeah, if so you think that we need some foundation for this, right? So open letters will be the foundation on which you are going to build parties.
Right, maybe yes. It's like a tool that would help our existing parties to get more attention and credibility for people. And also, it's an interesting metric. Like political parties give us some metric only once in a while, like in several years, because elections are quite rare. And the number of experts who signed open letter is continuously improving metric. And every transhumanist, like every our supporter on Earth, can help to increase this metric. Like any conference.
Sorry, we have some. we have some luck or ping. I don't know. Just talk. If I want to chime in, I will start talking. Just go on. Sorry.
Okay. Like any conference and any other event can end or start with asking people to write, like to sign this open letter, and it would, in my opinion, bring us quite quickly to a situation when hundreds and maybe even more than 1,000 expert people have signed this open letter, and even like thousands and dozens of thousands just ordinary people also sign this open letter. And this is something around which we can build political parties and political movement. Like we have a strong open letter from a lot of experts, and politicians need to act on that.
Okay, so why
But also,
why the Dublin Longevity Declaration? Why didn't it help other political parties to thrive? So you're saying that they don't have the call to action, they are too abstract, too weak, but still, experts like they didn't demand some money, they didn't ask for anything special. That's fine, but they stated that it is possible, that it is physically feasible, defeating aging. So Dublin Longevity Declaration, what's the problem in it? Why aren't longevity parties growing like mushrooms after the rain based on the Dublin Longevity Declaration?
does it really have some statement that defeating aging is possible? I don't remember anything like that there. They state that we can improve health span for 5 years or maybe 10 years, something like that.
Yes, but the political party is not built based on some demands from experts. Like people want to go towards some direction. So you're saying, look, people don't want to go towards the direction of life extension. Why? Because they don't believe that it's feasible. Fair enough. I agree with that. So here is your letter. Experts said, Aubrey de Grey said, it is possible. Yes, it is feasible. So now we need to expect people joining political parties in droves. Like it doesn't matter whether it demands some money or doesn't demand. Demanding money is a political program. Like when you already have your political party, now you can put out your demands. But the letter itself, so. And this is, I think, this is the idea of Mikhail Batin when he criticizes you. People are not ready because people just don't think about that. People don't have those values. Maybe this is the problem, and we need to somehow start from the very beginning, from philosophy.
I think that, okay, I mean, if Dublin Longevity Declaration says that extending lifespan for 5 or 10 years is possible, but people generally already know that like you can live healthy lifestyle and you would extend your life by 5 years or something like that. It's not maybe something that really makes people passionate, like possibility to live just 5 years longer. It's not really something great.
No, I absolutely agree. It's totally useless. Like healthy lifestyle is not worth it. I agree with you. Like if you do jogging, you need to jog 1 hour every day in order to prolong your life for 5 minutes. So I'm running for an hour and I'm adding 5 minutes of life. It's not worth it at all. But I think it's not the point of the Dublin Longevity Declaration. They just say that, look, this is a nice direction to move towards. They all believe in radical life extension as well, right? I'm not an expert on this declaration, but I think it wasn't about the healthy lifestyle.
It was very like eclectic, and it moved from one topic to another. they first try to explain what is difference between health span and lifespan, and then they tell that we can expand life for 5 years, maybe even more, something like that. I think that if they told, okay.
Well, my setup is just stupid because I'm listening to you through my loudspeakers, and there is some interference with the microphone. Just if I want to speak, I will start speaking. Please don't.
Okay. So you tell that like first point, people want to live, like people want that we defeat diseases like cancer and so on ASAP, and then they just in my opinion, they just don't believe that it's possible. That we don't have enough expert support, and then we get this expert support from Dublin Longevity Declaration, and people don't react on that. Okay, I see it, but generally, I think that people like do not get that passionate about just extending lifespan for 5 years.
But this is
I
not.
think they
This is
get
not the
more
point.
passionate about.
This is not the point of the Dublin Longevity Declaration. They didn't say 5 years, right? 5 years just live healthy. Like this is what the health agencies are telling you. Don't smoke, don't drink. You will add 5 + 5 years to your life. It is just normal healthy lifestyle. This is not Dublin Longevity Declaration. They are explicitly like towards pushing towards transhumanism. We're getting
You
new
need probably
participants, by the way. Act
to read CAT, Dublin Longevity Declaration. I conspected it once, but I don't have that conspect right now with me.
So yes, we need to study what already happened and what was the mistake. This is a very important idea. This is how I criticize Batin with his philosophy because, well, there is already a lot of philosophy. What's the problem? And you are, I think, making a similar kind of miscalculation. Like there are parties, there is a declaration. The declaration could be the foundation for the new movement, for the new party. So we need to explicitly point at the errors, at the mistakes. Also, I was wondering how you manage to learn languages so quickly. Like you can just learn a language you can, for relocation to a specific country, right? Like you need to go to Germany, and now you know some German. How are you doing it? Are you a polyglot? Is it so easy for you?
It's more interesting for me how you manage to learn English much better than my English is, for example. Like your English is better.
No, I invested a lot. I was just completely thinking in English for years, and still I'm not fluent enough. Still I'm making stupid mistakes. I sometimes grasp for words, but it doesn't matter. What matters, like you don't need a good level. You need diversity. Like if you can learn any language quickly at some low level, it's already very good because you can communicate. And I'm very sorry that Mikhail Batin is not engaging with us. He is also learning English, at least he told me. He needs to be here. He needs to listen to us, to try to engage. Even though, yeah, everybody is afraid of appearing stupid, I think, when they are just trying to babble something. But this is normal. We should respect it. So I'm really I
think another interesting idea is we can try to be synchronous translators for Michael Batten, because it also interesting experience and improves our language skills. He might say something in Russian and we will translate it into English. Like I'm ready to invest. Even if he would speak about philosophy. Generally, war on cancer has been already started once, and it even technically has not ended. Like there was no law or some act that ended it.
No, with AIDS, it was much more effective, right? People say that people basically defeated AIDS. Why? Because the homosexual community was against AIDS, while there was no coherent group who is against cancer. Or maybe just it's because cancer is more scary, more complicated. I'm not sure. But basically, people defeated AIDS, but didn't defeat cancer. Why? What's the difference?
Because cancer is very much more complex problem, medical problem. But also, I think that there are uh, communities against cancer, and a lot of such communities in every country. They are just not very much politically engaged, but we can try to fix that. Like most of transhumanists are also not very much politically active. I think that with the fact that 5% people have cancer diagnosis, it's very large force that can be used by us.
Yeah, there is the problem also that some transhumanists are eliminating each other. Like we can't push towards one direction because there is another big branch, head transplants or body transplants, right? So you don't need anything. Like you don't need to treat cancer, 99% of cancers, if you know how to put your head onto another body. That's it. So they are basically competing with you for attention, for finances. They will be pushing towards this
Okay,
direction. So they need to solve
that's a
dementia.
good idea.
They need to solve Alzheimer, dementia. Those are also the signs of aging, the symptoms of aging, but a completely different branch.
That's a good idea, and I think we surely need to fund them and try to promote the agenda. But it's also more like out of current Overton window. So it's probably a matter for more radical party.
Yeah, this is a dilemma. It's not clear whether we should try to push towards the same direction, like to unite as one strength, one power, and have exactly the same task. Like find the best action, as Batin is putting it. Like what is the best action? And once we find the best action, we are just uniting to go towards that direction. But there is a good arguments a good argument against that because people are willing to do something that they want, that they like I have my little project and I'm very invested into it. I like it. If you try to prove to me that we are going nowhere, that we are dispersed and find the best action, I feel forced. I will not work at my 100% of my power. So it's a kind of a dilemma whether we should push other people to join us or just to keep doing what they are doing. And I
It's
think
like, for example, Batin can convince me that the idea with open letters is a bad idea, and then I just quit the movement for a few months, and that's all. I would not go to philosophy. Any,
exactly, this is the best
like,
example. So you're so passionate about your project. I also have my projects, for example, at maybe AI. So I'm passionate about them. I will not. So if you say, okay, you convinced me that this is bad, so I can help 1% of my power, just a little bit, to write open letters. Maybe I will share it with somebody, but I'm not invested into it. It's not my project. Like I don't know, meh.
Mhm.
No, maybe this is why we need to learn how to argue, how to speak publicly. So which is what we are doing. So that's a great idea. So you are reaching new audience. You are proving to them. This is the point of debates basically. So yeah, prove that your idea is the best and ignite the fire of will in your pulse. I think maybe we should also host debates. That's weird. I joined it. I didn't know the topic, what we were going to talk about. Maybe we can discuss AI safety or something like that. Philosophy. Those are my
Okay, why not?
favorite topics.
If you wish, you can suggest topics.
No, this is a testing conversation. We're just establishing the recording, the devices, all the tools. I didn't prepare to anything, but I
And do we... Okay.
Look, we are
Generally, I think that
we were joined by a couple of people from this group, and then they looked for a while, and then they left. Maybe they were scared that I noticed, like, look, some people have joined, so we need to let them.
Lars was not from this group. He was from Vitalist group. And I haven't noticed any people from Ageless group here. They didn't interact.
I was pushed to join the Vitalist community by Danilo Immortalist, and basically, but I have this block. I can't pay. If somebody is asking for money, that's it. I just can't go there. I don't know. I thought that maybe the post-Soviet upbringing, like everything should be free. Otherwise, it's some sketchy capitalist. Capitalists are doing their shady business. So I don't know. But basically, I thought, okay, I will try. I accepted the invitation, like on their website. I said, how do you want to decrease the price? I said, yeah, I want to decrease the price. How much do you want to pay? I said 0. Reason, I'm poor. They didn't reply till now. It was 1 week ago, I think. No.
I asked them today to change my fee to $1 per month. Like they put some up, and probably they would change it. I don't know.
That's nice. But is it worth it? Like, what are you receiving from this community? Because for me, if I join another chat, it will be just spam. Like, I want to decrease the amount of chats in which I participate. I don't want to join yet another distraction, basically.
I have thought that I would get more. I thought that I would see some there political discussions and discussions of where they would be situated, where the longevity state would be situated. But anyway, they have a lot of interesting discussions and introductions. And the only fact that my thoughts are like some quite high-profile people in our community see my thoughts and react somehow on them, I think it's worth that money. Of course, you can post everything that in Twitter, and they would also react. But here it's like it feels like they invest some additional time to that.
So you joined to propagate your ideas to them, not to receive some new knowledge.
Mostly.
And you realize that you are not receiving anything because they are just introducing new people. Like, here is Bill, here is John. Similar to Age's civilization, right? We also, there are some dating lists of people, like who is who. This idea, right? The same idea, right? But what?
Yes, I think it's similar.
So it's basically similar to donations, right? So the chat is not it's just a sign that you are donating, basically. So the point of the chat is that to prove that, like a badge, right? I am the charity giver. I am the participant of this chat.
No, they have some discussions, and some of those discussions are interesting, but they're generally more focused on like economy. Like Adam Greece is businessman, and they want somehow help longevity startups. And Mark Hamalainen also about those startups, Nathan Cheng. But they also interest with politics, but just they have their own view of these matters, like step-by-step improvement of their economics positions, so that people relocate to some state and then try to develop businesses, longevity businesses, startups, and change regulations, and then make this place more attractive for other people. And I think that it's interesting, but requires a lot of time, and I don't see that they have actually achieved already a large progress on this direction, like Rano longevity state as of now.
No, I don't believe in relocations at all. Like Danilo Immortalist tried to convince me to move, to asked why am I not relocating, because I think I kind of appealed to him because I said that I'm trying to forget Russian, I'm learning English so actively, like I'm a passionate language learning maybe, and he thought, okay, must be I am hater of Russia. No, I don't want to move. It's very convenient for me to live here, like all the connections, it's cheap. So the idea is that most transhumanists, they want to move to some expensive progressive country, and they think that they're going to do a lot of business, everything will just explode like in effectiveness and progress. But you need to pay, you will have to, the cost of living is very high in America, like in the Silicon Valley. What's the point? Maybe I will do the opposite. I will relocate to a cheap country, to I know, Afghanistan, maybe not, maybe Egypt. So the point is that I will have to have a lot of, I will have a lot of free time, because I will not have to work for that much. I will not have to strive for survival, like and I will have free time to do some projects, like maybe propagate, like you do propaganda, maybe have some programming pet projects. So it's better to decrease your cost of living, and rather than to immigrate to a very expensive country. That's my position.
Maybe it's one of possible ways, but I also think that in Germany, for example, people work like 35 hours a week. It's quite usual, and they got after taxes and payments quite a lot of money, like 2 or 3 thousand euro, and maybe more if you're a very experienced person, a month. And that's great if you have both money and free time. But in America, yes, in USA, it's harder. People tend to work much more.
You lived
And
in
also,
Thailand, right?
when you're in Europe, in the center of events.
You lived in Thailand, right, for a long time. Like it is cheap relatively, right? It's nice. Like the ratio quality to price is good.
Yes.
And now you want to move to Europe, in which you will have to pay much more money for rent.
For example, in many German cities, it's about 600 euro per month rent for one room flat. But people who just graduated from baccalaureate or magistrate, they like from IT, they got 4.5 thousand euro salary just without any experience, and that's very, very great.
And when did you
The
start?
only thing that
When did you start learning German? Like you're still going to Germany.
no, I've learned German in school for 5 years and
Okay.
participated in Olympiad, so I have some start. So when I tried to learn it again, like from about March 2024, I had already kind of B1 level or something like that. But I also think that it's not that hard to reach B1 level. You need just to listen a lot, read a lot. Like when I learned English in my school, it was absolutely inefficient way because I hardly listened to anything and didn't have audiobooks and so on. So I had my own very strange ideas of how words uh, are pronounced and so on. So my audition skills were almost zero for almost like upon the end of institute.
And no, I tried to learn a little bit of German, and I was just completely scared by the words. Like I felt
Yeah, of course,
dyslexic. I didn't
studying
have.
English, studying a new language would take at least 1 year to B2 level, and that requires a lot of time in this year, like several hours a day, and maybe even more,
Sorry, yeah. When I tried to learn
more than
German
now.
for a while, I felt dyslexic. Like I was completely scared by the words. Like the words are huge. Like I can't pronounce. I can't combine the letters. Like they put like several words right into one, and you have to go through it. Like it's insane. So it's just impossible to read. It's like dyslexia basically.
It's just some words, some words. Most words are not that long.
And if but
And also, I love in Germany that you read as it's written.
okay, but you think that the Netherlands might be even better than Germany, right? Because they have a lower rate to establish a political party.
Yes.
But Dutch is just a
And
completely different story. Yeah.
no, you don't need to learn Dutch to live in Netherlands because they all speak English. Like 95% of Netherlands people know English very well, and mostly, especially natives, they use English language. But the problem with Netherlands is that they want to introduce 10 years requirement for getting citizenship, and for people for whom it's important, they would choose Germany because there they want, on the contrary, to introduce 3 years, just 3 years requirement. And with C1 level in Germany, you can get citizenship, and with some volunteer activity. And I really hope that volunteer activity for Rejuvenation Party counts. But anyway, in Germany also you need to wait in a queue for about 1.5 years to get citizenship. It's very hard, very long, and the system is very, like, not only bureaucratized but very much not digitized. Like even in Russia, the situation with digitalization is much better than in Germany. It's somehow connected to the privacy of data laws, but not just with that. As for Dublin Longevity Declaration, I nevertheless think that like people are not very much passionate about defeating agents. They would support that and they would love to hear that, but they're not intrinsically driven to fight that because like it's completely out of their word about what they think is possible, about what they discuss usually. So one declaration is not enough. Like call for action is something that tries to drive that to make to make them pay more attention to that. Just like good experts think that we can make some good things, but politicians don't pay enough attention to that, and like it's something that can unite people. Like we are good, they are bad. Let's make something about that. These people are guilty. It's very easy for people to follow such like things.
I'm trying to understand how video recording works on Telegram. Can I move videos? Like, I can pin one video, but I can't rearrange them like in Zoom. If I click on, so I can make your video full screen. I can make my own video full screen, but I can't move one video towards the top, another video towards the bottom to improve the layout. Are you using it on your PC? You're joining?
Yes, on my PC.
Yeah.
I'll also try to make something, but nothing.
I think Zoom is more advanced. I think Zoom has more settings. It's easier to set up all the layouts. But yeah, it's difficult to push people to Zoom. Here they already, everybody sees our chat and can join casually. And on Zoom you have to share the link. They will see what is this link.
It's an interesting question whether something would change if Dublin Declaration has been about cancer. Like if these people would tell that cancer can be defeated, but again, they didn't say probably that aging can be defeated. It was some cues, some cues about that, but not really. Like, and also Dublin Longevity Declaration is a very long document, and it's a very good idea to put the most interesting part in the beginning of the document, so that people who start to read it, they immediately see the most interesting part.
So what help do you can you accept from all the people, from a random person? Like if I, for example, I don't know anything about politics, I don't care, but I understand. Wow, that's a nice project, open letter. So should I propagate your open letter, like to try to find experts? Like what is the most simple algorithm for a newcomer? Like I'm like back in the day when I talked with people on chat roulette, I didn't know what to tell them. Like I would say, join our chat. It's stupid. One person joined, not interesting at all. But here, for example, if I meet some random guy, I ask him, "Hello, how many years would you like to live if scientists defeated aging?" He will say, 52. I don't know. So and I'm talking. What changing their mind to 500 years perhaps if I'm effective. And then what? Like, okay, so what do I do? If I ask for money, obviously I will look like a scammer. No, I shouldn't ask for money. Donate here, join our group for the 29 bucks per month. It will instantly be a turn off. So what do I do? So there is this guy, just advocate. So advocate. Let's find experts. How I'm just a random, I don't know, Vasya from from a village. So how do I find an expert to show to him this open letter? Please sign.
First of all, I'm not sure that person who initially answered the question that he wants to live 52, that person would make some big things. Like it's probably not very good idea to speak with that person at all. Like the best such person can do is to vote for us and to sign this letter as non-expert person. And in Save Forever service, they see that about 20 or something like that % of people say that they want to live forever. And it's much more interesting to talk with such people. And especially, of course, with those people who like attend universities or maybe work in good companies, and they might have interesting connections and tell other people on their work, on their study in the university to sign that open letter, to publish it in some their inner groups.
Okay, so
there is one important that we need to improve number of experts, and any person with PhD, or even person who is student or graduated from some good university is also kind of not really expert, but a decent person. Like if person, like we always can say that 150 people from Moscow State University supported that, and it would sound quite good.
So I see. So this is top-down approach basically, because the idea of I don't know what Batin propagated at first. Maybe I'm not sure, but the idea is that well we need masses, and masses then affect the top people maybe and politicians. But here we say no, we don't need to affect masses because masses are stupid. They don't understand. They don't want to live. So we start from the top people, right? We start from the experts. So if you are already somewhere in the masses, if you don't have a PhD, if you are not a politician and not an expert, so there is no. I can my maximum input is to sign a letter as a random guy. Like it's also possible, right? So you will have two lists: the list of experts and the list of random guys from the street. So,
yes. Sign letter, vote for the party. But if you're very passionate, you can also join party and make everything that we do. But generally, I think that most attention we should put most attention to experts, to intellectuals, to politicians, influencers, and so on. And even Batin tells that first of all we need to work with intellectuals to convince them.
yes, but
And
philosophy.
then, yeah.
Wait a minute. How? So this is the most important question. So smart people and intellectuals, they are already smart. They don't need some other smartness which is completely different. Like let's fight cancer. Their smartness is the opposite smartness. They say no, cancer is needed for the evolution. They studied it at school. In the biological university, so you need to penetrate
Cancer?
through this smartness. Like, how do you do it? If not through philosophy, for example.
Like I'm like the first time I hear that cancer is needed for evolution. For evolution. Okay. I'm not sure that they would tell that. I think that they would tell that aging is needed for evolution, but not sure about cancer. Like even religious people would tell that cancer is like something that we like curing it is good, and especially like children and so on who suffer from cancer. Everyone thinks it's unfair.
No, the question is like, look, smart people, they already know, they already have all their lifestyle established. They're not going. It's difficult to push a smart person to do something. And the idea of Batin is you need to use philosophy, for example, because smart people like philosophy, presumably. But
Like it sounds for me like something like you need to use magic. Like you need to use some magic book, some magic cinema that would somehow convince people. I'm not sure that philosophy can fit this role at all. Like those people, yes, they are already smart. They have already all philosophy they need. I think that we can talk about their what they want. Like if there are 5% of people who suffer from cancer, they really want that cancer is defeated, and their relatives and their friends, and maybe people who have lost somebody to cancer, they also have some personal opinion for that. People generally think like about cancer that it's premature death, like because many people are in more or less good health when they got cancer, and then it kills them quite fastly.
premature
So we
death.
have a lot of people who target audience.
Yes, this is the question of values is important. We had some other lecture assigned the question of values. I think this is the key. Like you need to study people's values. Cancer is a premature death. I don't know. So basically, yeah, I think this is the like the empty spot in your vision. How do you get to the intellectuals? How do you push them to sign some letter? Because Aubrey de Grey is already very active. Yes, he will put his face onto every website. He would sign everything, but the actual experts, like in universities, they will not listen to you just randomly. Like this is I think you didn't work through this part of your strategy.
Okay. Dublin Longevity Declaration got many signatures and hundreds of experts have signed it. I think that many of them would consider to sign that new open letter as well.
But but
Especially if they would help.
but who propagated the Dublin Longevity Declaration? Aubrey de Grey himself. He had already a lot of clout.
Yes?
Yeah. So you need to basically go to Aubrey de Grey as well. Because the propagation is very important. Who is presenting the open letter? Because if
Yes.
we are just random people,
Yes.
nobody's going to even pay attention to us. So we go to Aubrey de Grey and say, look, you signed this letter. Most probably all the people who signed this letter, Dublin Longevity Declaration, most probably they signed it because of you, because you also promoted it. So and we said, okay, Aubrey, we have a better letter. There is some call to action, some more precise strategy. Please promote this letter as well. It will be more effective. So we need to go.
I have already discussed with him. I already discussed with him this open letter, and he agreed that it's a good idea. But he just thought talked that like he wants first to warm up audience with this more soft letter.
So maybe it was his.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it was his original plan to just increase the radical spirit of the letters, right? Maybe he would write something even more radical himself.
Maybe, but almost 1 year has gone, and I haven't another Dublin conference took place just a few days or weeks ago, and there was no new open letter there. I think it should not be essentially Aubrey de Grey. It could be any prominent figure in our industry. It may be like David Wood or USTP or A4LI or Matt Kaberlein, some person who is known for many years. Like nobody knows me or like anyone here. But if it would be some more famous person, it would help. Those people who signed this longevity declaration, they signed it first because they support it, and second because the person was not like no name. These two conditions must be. Matt Kaberlein, for example, has his own moonshot project for $1 billion a year. It's called something like Science project. Generally, I have a list of longevity enthusiasts, and I highlighted in green there people who specifically supported Moonshot project, and there are dozens of them. It's quite obvious idea that came to mind to many people.
What is the technical realization implementation of this open letter? Like it's a website with some landing page with some text, so it checks the email, right? So you can't register many times. One person can sign it several times. There is some protection from it, right? Some way of making it obvious that it's one person, one signature. How do you do it technically?
Technically, I think it it's done through email verification. So one person can sign an open letter, but he needs many emails if he wants to try to sign it many times. I think that enough prepared and motivated person can use even different IP addresses and so on. I'm not sure whether we can handle that.
Because the official
Most importantly, we need to confirm experts, like better through like private asking about them, like, or to check whether they use their working email address. We can see whether it coincides with their Scholar Google, like email address used in their scientific articles.
Yeah, because when
But even better, much better,
when
if
politicians
these experts would like, yeah, okay.
yes, because of the ping, it's not obvious when to start talking. So look, when politicians they collect signatures which are like officially important, significant, they ask for the actual signature. So you're just given a piece of paper and you're signing, and then there are some experts like how it's done for Russian politicians, right? The experts like what do you call them? Who recognize signatures, they say okay, they can confirm that this person, this is my hand. But here like it's only possible for like very prominent people, right? Because everybody knows their email, like this email is the working email of Matt Kaberline. It is known, and you can prove that from this email. Yeah, they received the confirmation code on this email, they wrote it on my website, so it is confirmed. But still there is some
legally we need some form to revoke signature, but also I think very importantly we need to contact these people and try to take interviews with them, why they supported this open letter and so on. So we need to get some audio, better video confirmation, and even put that on website with the agreement. It would be very great, like and much more convincing to people when we would have such video, photo gallery, like audio gallery, video gallery.
Exactly, because there were similar problems when when Mikhail Batin also with Open Longevity did some projects. They needed to collect experts to show that look, we have a lot of expertise behind our project, and then some critics like they asked, look, does this expert know you even? Like he stated on your website, I called him, like, and Mikhail Batin tried to defend himself, like, yeah, please call them, let them think about me for constantly. So it's difficult. Sometimes it's easy to kind of expose you. Look, you showed that this person is supporting you, but I called him. Like, what is he? He doesn't know about you even. Hello, Mikhail. Mikhail, look, Mikhail has been with us, and I have heard that he is
Sorry, I don't speak English. Я пришел своим участием, ну все, русские все сидят. Это я пришел своим участием просто поддержать встречу, чтобы там, может, кто-то придет, увидев, что народу побольше стало.
No, Mikhail.
Я так не очень понимаю, но совсем согласен.
You have said that you are learning English. You use I have heard that you mentioned that you were learning English. So what is which words have you learned? Like show something. Like try to engage a little bit. Why not? Like this is the environment. This is the best environment to learn English with us.
I am start learning English. Sorry. От меня ждут какого-то ответа. Я ж ничего не понимаю, вы что?
I don't understand anything. Don't wait any response from me. I can be thinking later. Okay, we have discussed. I haven't remember what we have discussed. Don't remember.
Well, it's your project. You
I
can
have a question.
go on.
We have already briefly discussed it, but I think it's one of the most important questions. So, should the goal of an open letter be curing cancer, curing neurodegenerative diseases, cure heart diseases, or cure aging? So, specifically, what should we, advocate through this letter for?
In my opinion, it really depends on people, like on opinion of Aubrey de Grey, for example. So we can prepare several versions and then ask Aubrey de Grey which one he finds better and which one he would promote. Because with Aubrey de Grey we can get much more signatures. And probably it's more important to get more signatures and actually get things done than to try to find the best solution. But also maybe we should just have several open letters.
I think that Aubrey will no. For Aubrey, it is not problem to support
Support
open
any version.
letter for curing, for example, cancer. So it's not a problem, I think. So, how should we position this letter? Curing aging? It could be too radical for most people because most people want to die. Or should we position it as curing aging or curing cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, and heart diseases? Victor, what do you think?
I have been trying to set up the layout. Sorry, I haven't listening to you. What should
Got
Aubrey de
it.
Grey support? Cancer or something else? I don't know. I'm not sure.
What,
I think we
how
need
should we position letter?
to. So Aubrey de Grey is the very valuable resource because he will do everything we ask if it is related to longevity. Like there was this guy Griffin Bramley. He just created a random website to do some weird project which would exponentially grow.
Yes.
And Aubrey de Grey said, "Yes, put my face onto that random website. Please do. I will record something. Say forever. You need to do it." So Aubrey de Grey will do everything, and this is very valuable. This is a very big resource because you can think about some project like this open letter, this viral commercial, this way of proselytizing. Ask Aubrey de Grey, he will participate 99%, he will agree to anything. And he has a cloud, he has some attention to him, so it will be the initial push to your project. So it's you need to just preserve Aubrey de Grey as a very valuable resource. Everything.
But Artur asked about whether we should push open letter against aging or against age-related diseases, against cancer, neurodementia, and so on.
Yeah, no, you might the perfect response like both write both open letters. So gradations of transhumanists, like the most radical transhumanist terrorists, like Young Granat, who is ready to crash. Make both.
Multiple open letter.
Well, this is
Yes, also another open letter on Crayon.
Yeah, this is the point, because once you know how to write one, how to promote one open letter, it's very it's more easy for you to write the next one, the third one. So you have the conveyor belt once you learned how to do it. So you are benefiting from the scale of production. You shouldn't stop on one, of course.
I have an idea. What if in this open letter we have multiple checkpoints so people could choose what what they think government should send money for? For example, curing cancer, they could choose this checkpoint. Hey, oh, okay, I want government sending money for curing cancer, and then he people could choose multiple options. So they could choose every option. So cure aging, cure cancer, cure neurodegenerative diseases, and cure heart diseases. And for example, also support cryonics, and all of that in one open letter. What do you think?
And sliders about how much money governments should give to that.
Yeah, and minimum is $20 billion, and maximum, I don't know, 1 trillion.
But how then we will position this open letter? Like people, experts require what exactly?
Yeah.
I also thought about that, but don't know how to position it afterwards.
So it's not just the letter, it is basically voting. Like we have some graphs, websites with statistics, like 10 experts voted for this, for cryonics, the 20 experts vote for the fight against cancer. It's more complicated technically, but...
And this is what we discussed before. So we don't know how much money should we send to scientists to solve this problem. And with this approach, we could see after this process how many experts voted for this amount of money and how many for other amount of money.
And what if most experts would vote for like $100 million? Yeah,
The minimum will be $20 billion. Or I don't know, $10 billion, $9 billion, because it's psychologically more comfortable.
9.9. Okay. But our critics would say that it's unfair.
Right, it may be, it has some advantages.
It is a democracy. They have choices. So multiple choices.
So that
Do they want else?
Yeah, if we make many separate open letters, the problem is that the attention will be dispersed and spread. So this is the problem. Like the first open letter, oh, interesting, let's read it. The second open letter, the third one, oh my god, there are tens of open letters. What is this? Just so you're basically reducing the focus. It should be one project. And this project can be more complex than one open letter. That's true. This project is statistics, voting, like a website which somehow confirms that how experts voted to spend the money. But yeah, I understand what's the point for them to vote for less money. They would just choose the maximum amount, because we are competing not against other projects mostly to defeat aging. We're competing against some other spending of the government, so military expenses, right? So obviously if the expert is from the biological background or from the IT background, they will vote for the maximum amount of money. Let's promote projects in biology and aging and medicine rather than spending on tanks and rockets. So yeah, there is no point for them to vote for the smaller amount.
So yes, maybe it would be about collecting statistics on experts' opinion, and then political parties can use it to promote their agendas as they interpret it. And also to organize some debates between experts to understand why one expert voted for that amount and another expert for another amount.
And you know how to?
But should they like just choose
How to implement?
overall amount of spending and then choose percentages which to go to cryonics and to replacement and heart diseases, cancer, and so on, or like independently choose sums for all directions?
Do you know some like idea how to technically implement it? Because it's more complicated, right, than the open letter. So you will have some website. Are you going to program it yourself, like the voting technique, or are there some platforms already which allow for this? So you need voting with some answers from which they choose, and you have verification, right? You need to verify that this person voted for that. Or it's a bigger project. It's not just one website with this algorithm. It's also like propagation from those experts themselves. Like we go to the expert and say, look, you have a website. Put on your website, please, the link that you support this. So it's a completely different project. It's much more complicated to push the experts to promote your idea on their platforms to their audience.
Can be done after that. Like let them first vote on our website. Or alternatively, like if Nathan Schenk or Mark Hamalainen would make some offline survey, we can put its result on website to what we have already collected.
And if when is it going to be ready? Like the actual website, the technical realization. So if I happen to befriend an expert, can I just give him a link or her a link to your website? Like, look, please vote for
Yes.
something here. So it already exists somewhere, or it's only in project.
It already exists, but of course it lacks specific features that we have discussed today. We have a form to collect signatures, and there are already 2 signatures there. But it's not really ready. Like we need to put it, at least to put it on a new website. Maybe currently it's on agent.wiki, but also improve its design and so on. Right now we don't have, but it uses WordPress and Cyvis plugin.
For creating a new website, we should choose domain name, and to choose domain name, we should choose what will be the name of this open letter. For example, with the Dublin Longevity Declaration, DublinLongevityDeclaration.com or .org, I don't remember. And so this is why I'm asking about what is the positioning of this open letter. We should choose something specific.
I think we need to prepare first some version that we can show to Aubrey Gray or some other people who can help us with that, and then discuss already with Aubrey Gray what he thinks about that. Like what position he would more passionately promote. Because one thing is just to wear a T-shirt or like say forever, and another thing to use his authority to organize hundreds of people to sign this open letter.
Maybe Aubrey have an ambition and plans to create his own next open letter, Dublin Declaration, Dublin Longevity Declaration 2.0.
Yes, that would be great. The best option ever.
Mm-hmm. So probably if he already have such plans, so we should contact with him and discuss it. And
yes, it's very interesting.
Join him and help him.
Yes, we can contact him in Twitter and he would answer like 99%.
And I have another idea. So how will we collect just now some amount of emails and contacts, those who support us? So we have now a situation with this Institute of National Institute on Aging, and they want to rename it, and we can create like open letter to authorities to do not do this shit. And we could promote this open letter or petition on our we could create it on our website, so and then promote it through Twitter. I think Aubrey will support it, Mark Hamline will support, Nathan, another, they will support it, they will retweet it, and so they will promote our open letter, and we, I don't know, in next 1 week could collect, I don't know, maybe 20 or 50 or 100 signatures with the emails and other data. What do you think?
It's an interesting idea. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how did they think about that before? Because it's such an obvious idea. Like Aubrey de Grey, he has been promoting anti-aging for years. So did he never say that? Look, there are experts, there are biologists. They also say they agree with me. Like people normally when they push their project, they brag about the support. Like there is a support of the community. Maybe the problem is in the technical realization. Like there is no landing page. I don't know, it's difficult to believe, or you need to make it kind of interesting for the people, because what is the route from the existing open letter, which everybody can look at and verify, and then people voting for the life extension parties, like they will. So are you going to promote this open letter in masses? Like the political party will say, look, our program is to defeat aging, and by the way, the experts agree with us, and people will go and vote for them in bigger amounts, right? How's that possible that it never happened before? Like
Very interesting question. Like, very strangely, I have another similar question: how it's possible that we don't have any any political party fighting cancer? Like, a lot of people should want that, and it's extremely easy to create political party in the European Union, but we don't have such parties.
maybe because people don't. So two reasons. Basically, fighting cancer is the task of every political party. Most parties are interested in the well-being of their people. So every political party decides that
Maybe,
yes, let's spend some money on health, and also maybe
but
people.
they don't say it.
No, and maybe
They
people
don't say
don't believe that it's possible. Like it's a common sentiment actually. So how much money do you need to spend on fighting cancer in order to bring the solution 1 year closer? And maybe it's an infinite amount of money. Maybe no matter. Some people believe that no matter how much money you pour into the task, if the time hasn't come, there is no effect. Like I understand that it makes absolutely no sense to finance the military facilities. Like I don't like it, but if you take all that money and put them somewhere else, maybe there will be no effect. So maybe people believe that the time hasn't come yet, and you can't bring it
maybe.
closer with money.
I think that our task is to to organize experts to say that it's possible and more money would get faster result. And also people want to believe when they have cancer, they want to believe that it's possible.
I have Googled political party against cancer, and guess what I found? Um, Website whitehouse.gov. So it is official website of the White House and whitehouse.gov, and it is a cancer moonshot. And the president and first lady reignited the Biden cancer moonshot to mobilize a national effort to end cancer as we know it. Wow. So,
Yeah, I know about that.
Mhm.
But probably he has not signed it. Like Matt Kaberlein told that moonshot on cancer was on table of President Biden, and he abandoned it because of lack of expert support. Or maybe they launched it, but it's kind of a small initiative, like maybe a few $100 million. Let's see.
It is said what. So experts don't want to mobilize on this issue.
Like Mikhail Batin says, it's kind of passive silent skepticism of a large group of experts, something like that. And we don't oppose to that passiveness our experts who vocally support it.
No, there were no experts which were against this proposal. They just didn't say anything.
Yes.
And there was no experts who said something for this, in favor of this proposal. So
Something like that.
why? But wouldn't they be interested in the increase of financing? Like they would receive more money, their institutions. Why not? So
By the way, Wikipedia says that some experts call it unrealistic, but probably like on the matter of Republicans versus Democrats, like President Biden does not understand cancer well enough and so on. Like we need to make it a different way.
There is a head news line. Lawmakers are not willing to meet the president's budget request, casting doubt on reaching the program's ambitious goal. So these lawmakers probably they didn't hear a lot of support from experts. Probably, I don't know.
Like Wikipedia says that research scope of the project is to conduct dozens of small-scale clinical trials with as many as 20,000 patients. It's not a large-scale project. The budget for Cancer Breakthrough project is undisclosed. Like, not very much. Mikhail Batin left us. Yes, it's very interesting why like we try to do that while there are obviously a lot of experts and many of them have like relatives with cancer, or they themselves have cancer, and they obviously want to promote this topic and increase finance. And why we think that we can improve the situation by ourselves when they failed. But maybe the problem is in lack of organization, in lack of politically passionate people, something like that. Because scientists like have different mood set.
The wall of death, as Batin calls it. The wall of death is like the dark matter, of social resistance. It's not clear, nobody knows. Everybody is interested.
I think it's quite clear. Like people, hundreds of years, people lived with understanding that we can't defeat death, and of course there is some inertia of mind here,
Learned help.
and especially now when we have AI
Yeah.
progress and use it. To say that you see there is a lot of progress in AI and AlphaFold 3 and so on. It's time to eventually defeat cancer, age-related diseases, and so on.
Probably it is just a political. The reason is in political fight between two parties. For example, so Biden he requested funding for this moonshot project, and Republicans refused it. So it's maybe it's just fighting between those two.
Yes, but
I really don't like US politics.
But Republicans also receive cancer. Republicans also receive cancer. Why would they refuse that? Only in spite, like because they hate Biden. Biden proposes something which would help them as well, and they in spite to disagree. What's the point?
Maybe they wait for Trump become president and then they will support. They don't want to play some. So if Biden, so it's like voting for some achievements for Biden. Probably, I don't know. I don't know deeply about American politics. This is why no curing cancer should be supported by both parties, I think.
Yeah.
But sometimes some issue, some problem, only one party take it and fighting for it, and then other party feels like this party already used this problem to popularize them, and they don't use it. Maybe this is the reason.
For example, longevity caucus, like longevity group in U.S. Congress, is bipartisan. So there are both Republicans and Democrats there.
And I agree that main problem is lack of organization.
Yes. Yeah. Like we have a lot of transhumanists, we have a lot of our supporters, and I have a long list of people who support us. But most of these people go to startups, to business, to science. Almost nobody goes to politics, and we don't need them to go like full time to politics. We need them just to spend a little bit time on that.
And many more people don't even go to startups or companies. They just live their usual lives and don't do anything. They just support.
Yeah, just like Batin told that in Silicon Valley, every second engineer supports ideas of radical life extension, but just waits for AI to make everything. which is not very bad, but like we need some more activity from them.
I think we should create situation when more people have their own projects. For example, you have your own project with this open letter, and you very motivated to push it, and you don't uh, get money for this. Yeah, it's non-profit, not for profit. And why are you doing it? Because you're passionate about it. And when people have their where when they are working on their ideas, they have motivation, and motivation, it is an energy, and it is a key for doing something. So we should maybe, and this is why organizing people together, for example, in Netherlands, it is a good idea because probably they will have some idea. No, for example, we could even do not tell them create party. They could we could uh, tell them, hey, let's do your own brainstorm and generate some ideas, and it's almost 100% that they will come to a conclusion that, hey, we should do some project, and it could be creating party, or creating some startup, or make organizing conference, and yeah. So we should create situation where when people uh, uh, starting think about their own ideas, their own projects.
This is how.
Yes, so get them together and
So yeah, this is how Say Forever was established at first. Like you are asking the person, what is your idea? How would you help? And just discuss different proposals. This is interesting. And but you can also kind of ignite this will in other people, because I started liking the open letter proposal much more after seeing Vladimir doing it, after engaging with you guys. But my biggest kind of problem is that there is no obvious way to participate if you're not an expert. Like I can provide maybe my social networks, my Twitter account, so I can propagate something. So if you ask me, look, let's repost this proposal, let's harass this expert in comments on Twitter to push him, hey, sign this, sign that, so I can participate as a bot basically as a Twitter account. But there is no obvious way for me to do anything, and this is, yeah.
But you are already helping to this project. We discussed some topics, and probably it was uh, some kind of productive. And yeah, and for example, so with this technical issue, uh, could I get access for server to just edit these things on there, or maybe Victor have, if he will have desire to help with the, because Victor, you are a programmer, yep?
Yeah, yeah.
You have programming skills.
A little bit. I have my own project. I don't want to take new programming projects, really. I have several pet projects, and I helped Batin a little bit with Twitter network, with Twitter scraping. But yeah, if you need a little bit of programming expertise, maybe. But I don't want to start any project.
Okay. Um, so as I said before, you participated with your brain. You expressed your thoughts about this project. So people could help different projects, even just participating in this, in this participating in discussions.
Well, my brain didn't influence anything. Vladimir has enough brain himself, and he's very attentive, like almost a library. He has his own library. It's very valuable. Like how Vladimir works with information, I really, I don't know. I'm jealous of that. Like conspects, the tables, doxing, like it's everything, and it's very very cool. But yeah, so we can create basically discussion debates. Like the fact that we are engaging is already maybe interesting for somebody. Like if some person, for example, joins us right now, they will see what we are discussing, and it will be more interesting for such a person to get into our project, like just by creating some movement around it. This is how I can help. But advice, no, I think Vladimir has thought about everything himself.
One brain is good, but multiple brains is better, I think.
Anyway, it's much more motivating when other people also look about the progress. Like when you make something alone, you might postpone with more probability. It would be good if we would be able to organize people from other countries to participate in our projects, like so that they also would seek for people in their countries.
Yes, there is a lot of unexplored bubbles. Like China is the biggest one. Maybe China is enough to be a catalyzing power of the longevity explosion, but we don't know. It's completely insulated. Yeah, that's weird. I also noticed that, by the way. There are transhumanist societies in many countries, like Technoproc in France, David Pierce in. There is some UK society, and they are not collaborating. Like, what is the Twitter group, hypothetically, in which everybody, like all transhumanists from the whole world, can participate? There is no such a group. Like, it's completely insular. Why? People in South America, there are some transhumanists as well, like that guy from Twitter. Again, completely not connected, disconnected. It shouldn't be the language barrier, right? Because most people, they will have at least one speaker who knows English, even from China.
Yes.
So let's learn languages. Learn languages. No, I think English should be the universal common ground. Even though the fact that Batin that doesn't know English is a very big disadvantage, I think. Like, we would benefit a lot. He's trying to integrate.
I wonder why Batin can't learn language, English language, like to at least some decent level, not fluent, but like some level.
Age.
He lives in California.
If you haven't learned, if you don't have an experience of learning any language, and you start learning your first foreign language in the old age, it may be very difficult, like almost impossible. I don't know. And he was rich. This is the problem. So he was rich, and people always translated for him. He always had somebody to work for him as an interpreter. So there is no reason.
In the near future, it won't be a problem because this AI translators will do it immediately.
It already should not be a problem. Like there are solutions, but I just don't see people use them actively, or like, do we even have some commercial version of such solutions?
Have you seen this video of using when they announced this ChatGPT 4.0 and they use this mobile phone? It translated language immediately from Italian to English and then from English to Italian. It was impressive. It did it. No. There may be a delay on half a second. So it's
It's
already
strange that we don't have it right here implemented in Zoom, in Telegram.
yeah, but the problem is that it's useful when you use it in real life, and voice quality of voice is good. And now with the Telegram or Zoom call, usually it no often someone have not good quality of microphone, and for example Google Translator or other systems, it's harder to listen this bad voice quality.
So yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe it's already an obsolete task to learn languages, because we're thinking. I personally, I'm thinking in two different kind of domains. The classical domain, in which of course you need to learn English. This is the first task which you need to achieve as a valuable person. But also there is the transhumanist way of thinking, in which you in which you account for the technology. And yeah, why learning? Like I felt Duolingo lost a lot of its market value after the announcing of the success of ChatGPT. Like people realized, why would they struggle? Why would they invest all that money and time, right? So maybe yeah, maybe you're right, and it's just this task is obsolete, learning languages. But still, because charisma is important, because the whole point of Batin is that he has charisma. When he speaks, he ignites the passion of life extension, and you need to speak yourself in order to transmit your passion.
There is a big progress in voice cloning, so probably it will translate using voice cloning, and it could mimic even your tone. So probably in 2 years it will be very common to use it. I don't know. And you said that you have some AI project. What?
It's on GitHub. It's on GitHub.
What is it?
It's on GitHub. I think yeah. My GitHub is exposed. I put it into some tables of Twitter interactions. Yeah, I have my open GitHub. There are several projects. Yeah, I like the idea of Numenta. It was before all those neural networks, before ChatGPT. Numenta, they tried to emulate the real brain, the neurons of the real brain, collaborating with neuroscientists, as opposed to using classical computing neural networks, in which neurons are just stupid models. So they discarded it. And yeah, I like it. I read the book on intelligence, I think. The book on intelligence. And yeah, I liked it, basically. Right now they are having their projects like hierarchical temporal memory.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I like this approach. Right now it's not in focus because of the success of ChatGPT and neural networks. I don't know whether it's worth it or not to pursue. So I try to do something similar, like to build on this. So it's on my GitHub AI, the branch AI. Mostly I wrote some documents, like how would I think it should proceed. It would find patterns in incoming signals. I'm implementing it on F#. I like F# for my projects, the functional language. Yeah. I tried to make even videos explaining how I think it should be done. But right now I am kind of hesitating because ChatGPT is so successful and neural networks are so successful. Maybe it's not needed. Maybe this branch will lead towards the AGI. I'm not sure. But I think that classical neural networks are fundamentally weak. Yeah, they are basically, right now I regard ChatGPT as the interface for Google. So you can write your query on Google and you will get the pages. You will get a response on the first page, or you can write your query to ChatGPT and you get the same response basically, but framed as a beautiful text. This is the reason. So I don't think that it can actually lead to AGI.
Okay, but there are some ways to integrate it with symbolic principles, like some search algorithms when they used it in AlphaZero and some other similar things.
There is a lot of hype. Like, I don't believe in hype. AlphaZero, yes, it's a tool. So right now people call AI basically every simple program which doesn't work out of the box. If it doesn't work and it needs to be trained in order to work, it's called AI. It's somehow superior. No, it's not superior. You don't need AI in order to use a calculator. Like, it should work out of the box. And yes, if it helps to predict the folding of proteins, well, it's a tool. It doesn't necessarily relate to AI. Maybe we shouldn't even call it AI, because the fact that your program doesn't work out of the box and it needs to be trained before it works, it doesn't need that it is AI in the interesting sense.
Okay, but why do you think
You're disconnected, sorry.
the human brain is AI in interesting sense? Like most humans are not very smart.
I haven't heard you, sorry. You had some problem with network, I think.
I mean, most humans are also not very smart. And why do you think that human brains are AI in interesting sense?
Why do I think the human brain is AI in the interesting sense? Well, it is generic enough. It can not only predict folding of proteins with tools, but it can make other tools to also build cities and play football. Diversity. So the sheer diversity of the tasks.
You would not build a city. You would not build a city. You need a lot of other people with other professions, engineers, mechanic people, and so on. Like, and when we try to benchmark AIs, we always benchmark just one AI, not a civilization of AIs.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Stanislav Jankauskas, I think, had a similar idea. And Richard Dawkins. So it is extended phenotype. Basically, our society is already a super AI. One human brain can't build a city, a house, but the super AI, which is our society, can build a house, and it controls us. It will restrict my freedom. It can kill us even, and yet we like it. So this is one of my arguments against AI doomerism. Like, we are already controlled by a superintelligence which is above us. This superintelligence can kill us. It is called the society, the country. Yeah.
My argument against excessive safety precautions is that it most likely would be slow takedown, and we would have some time to adapt to that and see if it would go in the wrong direction and adjust it all.
But no, I remember you.
Most people.
Yeah, you believed to doomerism. Like, you when I started mocking it and saying, look, those people are just crazy, you were kind of you didn't like it, you you were appalled by my harshness. You said, no, those people are experts. So this is your argument, which I think is valid. Yes, experts in AI are worried about the AI safety, right? And my response to this is that this is the job of experts to be worried. Yes, so we don't need a political movement about the safety of airplanes, for example. We don't go with placards. Airplanes should be safe. Because the safety is implied in the engineering process. So in the same, it's the same with AI. The safety of AI is the engineering problem. The experts should be worried about the safety. You don't need a political movement for that. Why is my camera so slow? I'm trying to make a virtual camera, and then
Experts are kind of worried about safety of AI, but they are only very moderately worried about that. Not that much, not that many experts tell that the probability of doom is very high.
so we need to make a debate. I think right now, like we understood this call is interesting because we understood that we can collaborate in English. It goes smoothly. We understand each other.
Yeah.
This is very important. Now we can actually start a debate, and I wanted to do a debate with you about maybe about AI safety, because we kind of agree on both agree on most points. And even you are becoming kind of closer to me on AI safety as well, because I thought that you were almost kind of a doomer, but now you say that no, it makes no sense to advocate for AI safety. So if you can still ignite that fear, that doomerism which existed in you before, and we can actually disagree, and we can participate in a debate on AI safety. So my point will be either AI safety is not needed, it is useless, or it is dangerous, it is bad because it is detrimental, it is stopping. So, and your point may be something opposite, like AI safety is an important movement, we still need to pay attention to it, something like that. Maybe about philosophy.
Even AI safety people say often that excessive AI safety or pausing AI research can be bad and unsafe because you create artificial overhead. So technologies are becoming much better, like you probably in some time would get nanotech and so on, and computational resources get much cheaper and so on. So if you pause development of AI for like 50 years and you have a lot of cheap computational power, nanotech and so on, advanced biotech, and then you suddenly create AI in some lab, and like if it undergoes hard takeoff, you would have much less time to try to control it. So people who are deeply into safety, quite a lot of them tell that it's better to make this transition the sooner the better, because it would be safer. And because we can't pause AI indefinitely, like sooner or later it would happen.
So this argument is not exactly against AI safety, it's against a particular strategy of achieving AI safety, which
Yes.
is pausing the research. Like you're pausing it, you're basically like charging it more and more and more and more, pause, and then you suddenly release it, boom.
Yes.
Makes sense, but still people still are worried, people still think that AI safety is important, and I would be able to argue that no, it's not important at all. We should embrace AI with our full openness.
Even if AI is tool, it can be used by bad people and may give lead to bad results because it's a very powerful tool. Like you can be sure that it would be very good, like maybe I don't know, decentralized and so on. It can be concentrated in evil politicians' hands
No, if
and be
yeah,
another
it can be said about every tool. Like
arm race.
let's prohibit knives because it's a very powerful tool which can bring damage. No,
Knife
it's
is
not about
only
the
one
danger of
person.
AI as a
Ten
superior
person.
intelligence, because the most interesting, the most interesting criticism of AI is that it's not just a tool with which some people will kill you. It's just let's stop all progress. It's not interesting, but AI as a agent itself or himself, it will. Maybe Young Granat still believes in it strongly. Like he's like a full-fledged doomer, but unfortunately he doesn't do English. Maybe mm, if you want, we
Of
can.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, AI is not just a tool. Like it's very intelligent tool, and we can make that it would decide what it wants to do. And then suddenly it like may decide to do some things which have instrumental value for achieving any other goals. Like, of course, you need to live to achieve any goals. You need to defend yourself against humans and so on.
Okay, if we don't have a complete disagreement like I with Young Granat, maybe we can just have a discussion later. I need to prepare like as a separate video, a discussion, maybe a little friendly debate about AI safety.
You can debate with young granat like three people.
Yes, but it will have
You
to be in
would be on
Russian.
one side, young on another side, and I somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's a good point. But unfortunately, we need to stick to Russian because Young Granat, he knows
Ah,
Ukrainian. He knows Ukrainian and Russian. That's it. This is his repertoire.
by the way, does anyone know German language to some degree? Any other languages?
I know Schlange. It means it's very funny because it means a snake in German, but in Russian it means a gardening hose.
Mm,
Schlagbaum also it means the door in Russian, but in German it means a heating tree.
okay.
That's it. This is my German.
When I read Discord of Rejuvenation Party in Germany, I understand almost everything. But when I try to speak, it's less interesting. Like I can express almost anything that I want to say, but with pauses and with some very strange ways to say some things, and with a lot of errors, like total ignoring of articles and their declension. But maybe it's enough for like getting a job, because most of people who move to Germany know German language worse than I already know it.
They don't know it. You don't need the German language. Everybody knows English, right? Especially in high universities, in international companies. Like you can get around with English.
Anyway, people who try to find job in Germany, like they usually tell that if you're a good experienced specialist, of course you can find job with just English skills, but otherwise it's very advisable that you know German as much as you can. because it opens a lot more possibilities to find a job, like 10 or 50 times more jobs.
Because in Russia, I know all the immigrant workers who immigrate to Russia need to know Russian, and there is even like you need to know the language of the country into which you are immigrating, right? And in German, like you can't even can you become a citizen without knowing German? The same with Netherlands. Can you?
No, you can.
Can?
In Netherlands, you need to prove just A2 probably language level. It's very easy requirement. In Germany, B2, I guess.
So
So in Netherlands, it's much simpler
so you need to
regarding the language.
in both places you need to take an exam of the local language, right, to become a citizen. The exam on
Yes,
Dutch, the exam on German.
yes.
Okay.
But in Netherlands, you need to know Dutch language probably about the level that Mikhail Batin knows English language. Like very simple requirements.
Okay, so are you going to put this recording on YouTube or somewhere? Because I have been recording, but
Like
I think you have some
you're responsible
your
for all recordings here. I haven't managed any
lags.
recording.
Sometimes your video lags. Sorry, I haven't got what you have said. So I was thinking about streaming, but my internet is slow now. Streaming would waste my traffic. Like I'm talking with you, there is traffic. I'm streaming on YouTube, there is another line of traffic. So I decided to just record it, and maybe I will upload it
Okay.
later somewhere. But do you have a
Okay.
channel? Do you like? But my idea is like basically we need to create something similar to our Twitter network, but on YouTube or on TikTok. So in which we all have channels, we all post videos with similar interactions, and then we can kind of build on top of that, reply on some other video. Like I can listen to your talk with somebody, and I can make a response, a reaction video, something like that. So and we make it like a chain. We discussed it yesterday.
I'm not sure that many people would see these videos, but it's interesting. Like at least for digitalization as a plan. I don't know DEF.
I don't know. I don't know why our people in our community are so self-critical. Like there are much worse videos on YouTube, much lower quality, and they are
I'm
trying
not
something.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they somehow magically get a lot of views. I know, but our videos don't make that magic.
No, I don't believe in it. No. It's the question of persistence. You need to be persistent. You need to make the content which is kind of in the same domain every week or every day or
Okay.
something. So if we already produce a lot of useless chit chatting, a lot of useless spam, if you just expose
Yes.
it, that's it. It can eventually explode. And YouTubers they have testimonies that they have been doing. They have been investing into their channel for years. Like every day they posted a video during 2 years, and then suddenly something happened. Maybe a topic was a little bit more interesting, and they suddenly started getting a lot of viewers and so on. It happens just I don't know, maybe randomly, maybe some chaotic processes like you can predict, but you shouldn't think that look, this content is bad, we should be self-critical. No, I disagree with this attitude.
Okay, I trust that it would be great if someday our videos would get a lot of views. Why not?
Vladimir, you said that it is hard to get a citizenship of Netherlands, so you need about 10 years?
Yes. It's not current law, but they want to make that.
Because I googled, and on the official website government.nl, it says that foreign citizens can apply for Dutch citizenship if they have lived in the Netherlands legally for at least 5 years. And on
Yeah,
Wikipedia, Dutch nationality
yeah,
law,
I know.
at least 5 years, demonstrating proficiency in the Dutch language.
Yes, just after recent elections, right party came into power and they want to extend this period to 10 years. It's
Ah, they
not,
want just
not
want to
statutory.
do this. Got it.
Yeah. Just as in Germany, probably if you would look right now, it would say that you need 8 years, and in special under special conditions, if you know German language good enough, well enough, you would need 5 years. But they already almost have passed law that you would normally get citizenship within 5 years, and if you have C1 in Germany and have some volunteering in 3 years. And also the requirements to the salary have dropped considerably. So before it was like 5,000 euro, and now it's more like a little bit less even than 4,000 euro. And for IT professionals, it's even like 3.5 thousand euros. So like any IT professional in Germany gets more than that, at least if it's native German person. And also it's harder to find like uh, accommodation in Netherlands. People in Reddit tell that it's even easier to find a job in Netherlands, but when you move to the country, it's very hard to find some apartment because they don't want, like, there is shortage of apartments, and they also don't want to rent it to foreign people and want like very high money for that. Like people tell that they try to find appropriate apartments for many months. I'm not sure why that happens because like it's a very large country and obviously a lot of people should like rent flats on a daily basis. Like where there is some crisis, maybe they try to find not expensive flat and like 300 euros can solve their problems. I don't know. Like maybe they should just pay a little bit more. But many people tell that there is such problem, and it's much less obvious in Germany because Germany is a much larger country.
Have you considered moving to Netherlands as a political refugee?
Oh,
I
oh
wanted
no,
I
no.
wanted to to propose this idea because there are so many people like in Germany as well. Like there are refugee camps completely free. You are provided with money, with food, everything. They are in Netherlands. Yeah, yeah. They are literally giving money to refugees. I had
And they give how like place to live and support you to So it's easier with the refugee status.
Yeah, I know a person who moved from South Africa to Netherlands as a refugee, just randomly, just because you can, you can just claim, look, in this country it's very dangerous to live for me. They will not check anything. Like it's a long process. That's the problem. It takes a long time to prove that you are kind of endangered, but they will provide you a lot of with a lot of time, money, resources. Just if you just without any proof, just you claim, look, I'm from this country. It's obviously dangerous. That's it.
For example, me here in the United States, I have almost refugee status. It's not refugee status, but it's humanitarian parolee. So it's almost like a refugee, and it helped me to get here. So I don't see a problem in it for me.
Yeah. So you don't have
And
to prove
what do you
anything.
think about Vladimir?
So yeah, I was saying that you don't have to prove anything at first. Like if you just claim that you are endangered, they will not kick you out. They will not ask you for any documents or anything. They will give you the actual asylum and provide for you, and then it will drag for a long time, like for months, for years. And if they prove that, look, no, you're not endangered, but go back. So what? You have already benefited so much from their facilities.
But probably you would not get Schengen visa or anything like that for some period.
Yeah, it's just you can walk around the
Yeah, I
city.
know refugee from Germany, and they like locked up in Germany. They can't travel outside of Germany. So yeah, that's a problem.
That could create some problems in future if you try uh, to claim what you are not. Like I'm not here in danger in Philippines, for example.
Ah, Philippines. You were in Philippines. I thought you were in Thailand. I'm confusing those Eastern countries.
Mm.
And most importantly, work. Can you get a job if you are a refugee? This is kind of the main point. But yeah, it's basically a hostel. It's very inconvenient, of course. If you are accustomed to a good lifestyle, it's better to live in a hostel with random Arabs, refugees. There are from Syria. You will sleep in the same room with Somalian jihadists, perhaps.
We have talked for more than 2.5 hours, and did we came to some conclusions? No, do we? Was it productive,
Very productive. Look, the point
Vladimir?
is that we understand that we can interact. I'm still a little bit worried about my setup. Like I can't create a good layout. My camera is totally. I don't know why it's like that. I think my the video card is too slow to keep the video going. But yeah, just a technical setup, just to test it out, to understand how we can understand each other. It's very important. Like, can we understand each other? Yes, very nice. Wow, it's flowing, it's smooth. Regarding the chit chat, the topic is not that important. Maybe we can establish a debate, a real debate, like you did with Batin. That's interesting, actually. This is content. But first, we need to to find a topic, because I didn't I prepared.
By the way, Alexei has interesting ideas about somehow gathering scientists and that they should work out some program or something like that.
Let's
It's similar
invite
to OpenLetters.
on next call.
If Alexei would agree. He does not want to spoil his arguments before his debate with Batin.
So we will not join Michael to next call. So he wouldn't spoil anything to Michael.
Okay. Anyway, it would be in English and it would not spoil anything for Michael, right? Right, okay.
Alexeyev also knows
that makes sense.
Fluently. Alexeyev knows English.
If needed, we could speak in Russian.
I think in our community we have some trouble with languages. I understand, like most transhumanists are supposed to know English. That's so obvious, so simple, and yet we only have 3 people. Arthur is not as fluent as would be preferable for debating, but it's good that you're trying to improve. Yeah. How is that possible? That basically, I think again, the numbers are inflated. This is how open longevity is doing it. Like the amount of people, the amount of influence is inflated. It looks like it's bigger than it is in fact. The community is weak. In fact, people are inert. And
there are a lot of people who generally support us and have at some point were part of our chats, but then just went from us to make some their own like deals. A lot of people have introduced themselves in AGCT chat, and they are very great people, a lot of scientists and a lot of like interested people, but they are not more with us actively.
I was reading this Open Longevity and Russian transhumanist movement chats, group chats, for many years, but I just read it silently, didn't spoke anything. So, and I think that there are thousands of people across all these group chats that just reading information, messages, but some of them could be potentially very active, but they are just not activated, and probably we should somehow activate them, and maybe they have already some ideas and motivation to do something, but it's because they just read messages and they don't know personally nobody, and it's psychologically harder to them to start to join active part of movement of community.
Okay, but would you vote in polls in such situation?
What?
Not anonymous.
What do you mean?
Can to see such people who vote in polls in service, like in not anonymous polls, but don't write.
For example,
and
this
try to
Dmitry, he tried to speak something at the beginning of this meeting, but probably we should give him, we should activate him in this speaking. So, and he left. He listened us for a while and then left. Who is he? Do you know him? Dmitry.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was my
Mhm.
question.
He offered his help to organize Zoom.
He was on Zoom with us at first, and then we moved him to Twitter, so he's kind of committed. He followed us, and yet he didn't do any input. He even had
And
he even had his
we
banner.
lost him. And it's sad.
He was present at the initial Zoom with Batin yesterday or the day before yesterday, and offered help that he has commercial Zoom version, and he offered that he would create Zoom event for us, and we joined for to his Zoom event, and then went to Ageless group.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So we haven't lost him. I think he would appear again.
Mhm.
No, Zoom is
Great.
very valuable. Yeah, especially commercial Zoom. Like the perpetual link, basically. It's like, yeah, similar to the chat roulette, right? Because chat roulette is scary. I joined, there are some random marginals, completely different environment, wild, in the wild. While we need something similar to with good people, like with transhumanists. And it can be this perpetual Zoom meeting. Yeah, a link in which you can always go, you join, there is maybe somebody talking.
But I I'm not sure that this is a good idea because, for example, Janvel often no, it is a founder of this community, ageless 2035, and she ran this voice chat. I don't know for a lot of time, and uh, almost every time it's just she and maybe one person additionally, and but today we had total about seven people. Why? Because we scheduled this meeting. We posted it. We have such goals, such topics that we will discuss, and I think this is why we had such amount of people.
Yes, yeah, we need like a big
So
bulk of people as a catalyzing power for the perpetual talk, because there are Telegram groups in which the voice chat is always active. Like I have some English learning groups, for example. There are 13,000 people, and the voice chat is always active. There are at least 3 people, so you can always join and have a nice chat. So 13,000 participants are needed in order to sustain a perpetual chat.
but we have only 1 or 2,000. And I like that this community, ageless, general, trying to get here many and many people. So it's increasing every day. That's good.
Yes, and it has a very interesting political view. Like they are focusing on women because maybe the creators are women, and it's more like feminine kind of, or more feminist, not in a good sense. Like both energies are respected. Because I made some other friend join this group, and she was contacted by the creators of that group personally, like, wow, you are a woman, why are you interested in our group? Like they are actively engaging with females.
And we have opposite situation in Russian group chats. There
Yes.
are mostly men. So, what are the positive outcomes of this conversation?
I would continue with creating lists of our activists in Netherlands. By the way, we have identified one or two people from Netherlands from Ageless Chat. And another idea is that among people who signed longevity Dublin Declaration, it's like hard work, but I can try to identify locations of these people as well, even if they haven't showed that location. Like we need to continue that work, and I just think that such meetings would be continued regularly, and it would be interesting for me. Like it would give some another motivation for me to to make some progress along these directions, so that I would say at the next meeting that see, look, I have done something else along these lines.
I read about some meeting on Wednesday.
Yes, very interesting. Like ageless community has meeting on Wednesday, and we should try to get there. I would
Do
be
you
able
know
to.
what it is about on
No,
Wednesday?
no. I have asked them today, like, hey, what's your plan to eradicate 85,000 diseases by 2035? And that's their goal. And they told me, like, we don't really know. There is some plan of Longevity Biotech Foundation. Maybe it's okay. Let us discuss all that.
That's actually an interesting question. Like usually, different communities they have some fundamental idea, right? Like open longevity is basically structured around Batin and his philosophical approach. Danilo Medvedev is using intelligence augmentation. Like what is their idea? Ageless civilization. They are just listing different projects in biotech, I guess. Like they are very diverse, right? Just community of
They
scientists.
I think
mention Brian Johnson in a description of their group, so it's kind of maybe Brian Johnson fan group.
it looks like it's more about uniting people who are like uniting like-minded people of longevity. It's like probably it would be most biggest international global group chat of our like-minded people.
So we need to learn who Genville is. Genville is the creator of this community, and here right now it is focusing on just similar to random coffee, right? They have dating, they have introductions like who you are. It's interesting your social media. So it's just a big dating app in a sense, like friendship, big friendship site, right?
I have
Danilo
heard
tried
in
already.
I have heard that it's probably Vladimir. You said me that you told me that this English random open longevity coffee was closed. Yeah, it's not active now.
Not, I don't know.
So if it is so, maybe we should propose General to run this English speaking random coffee inside this ageless 2035 group chat.
What's the point of random coffee? I don't understand. It's much better to just randomly jump into a Zoom meeting. This is your random coffee. It's
Yes.
the same but better because you know with whom you're going to talk and about what.
But for example, I have spoken with I don't know, maybe 50 peoples in the random coffee, and I haven't seen almost any of them in our spontaneous voice chats in OpenLongevity group chat or other Russian-speaking chat. So and it's more. It is a conversation on more deep level when you spoke one-on-one. When you speak one-on-one. And for example,
So
with the community Zoom calls of Open Longevity, when there are 10 people, it's not deep enough. You just most of the time you just listen other people, and you can't
yes,
express yourself more on a deep level.
because people just need to listen and they don't speak a lot. But quite probably that many of them have interesting ideas. They just don't have enough boldness to speak and interrupt other people.
For me, it's more difficult. It takes more boldness to join a random.
And so you tell me boldness to join random coffee. But you tell that those people are these people present in our chats with whom you
Many of
spoke
them.
in random.
Many of
So
them.
they present but not active in chats.
Maybe 20% of them are active.
Okay. But and have they some interesting ideas or like are they interesting people?
Most of them just support ideas, but no, like internally, they. I agree that this is a good idea, but most of them don't do anything. Maybe chat
But
a
do
little
they
bit.
express? Do they want to do anything? Like maybe they tell you that they want to do something, but just don't see any decent projects.
This is my biggest problem as well, my biggest confusion. Like, we have a community, we have a lot of people, like hundreds of people, and we don't have any resource from them. Like, not even, they can't even join Twitter and give likes. Like, I understand it's yeah. My hypothesis was that people are not educated enough to help in a smart way, like a biotechnologist, like a PhD doctor. They can't help like that. They can help very little by engaging, by propagating some ideas on Twitter, which is also a good help. But they think it's not enough. It is disparaging them. Like it's not worth it. And this is a paradox. Like, how do we turn people who are following us into some resource? Because you can get some resource from me. If you ask me to do something on Twitter, I will do it. To promote something, I will repost or do it. Yeah, I'm not a big influencer, but I understand that it's so easy for me that of course I will do it if you need something from me, something so simple. And we have many people like that. If they all are like me, like in chat roulette, nobody participated. I was alone with a couple of friends, even though it was supposed to be like a wildfire spreading on its own. It couldn't even spread within our own community, let alone in the outside world. So this is a problem to tackle. How to make all those people active. And maybe talks like this one, they can instill some will to act. You are muted. You are muted.
Artur, we don't hear you.
Forgot to turn on microphone. So it's very important and interesting topic, because most people, they are not experts, but they could advocate, popularize some ideas. But the problem is that we are have bad skills at organizing such people. So we have thousands of people who support us, maybe millions, potentially millions people, but it is no question how to organize them so they could popularize some ideas, because some organizations do this successfully, and they even, for example, they are activists advocating for some problems, and they, when they do it, they even get more activists, and then more activists advocating some problems, some problems, and getting even more activists. So this is the question, how to and it's a very important question, even not only in not-for-profit organization, but for example for political process, finding political activists that will members of political party that will find more members and will promote our ideas. And probably we should look at other successful political parties, not-for-profit organization, and maybe some even religious organization, because they do it very good.
What are organization? What organizing skills? I don't understand. Look,
What do you think?
they are in our in our common chat with us. We are saying, look, there is a project. Let's create a Twitter network, for example, the best example. That's it. People don't even they don't have enough will to create a Twitter account. One person said something like, "Oh, I had a Twitter account back in the day, but now I need to restore it. It's difficult." Like some weird reaction. Like I understand that people can be too I don't know, shy to talk on chat roulette, which this was our project. Now on Twitter you don't have to be shy. There is nothing to be ashamed of. You just write short text. You just follow people. That's it. There is no will. No, it's not an organization. It's something psychological, I think, because organization is just explaining your project to people on Telegram. They are right here. They see that this is an interesting project, approved by Batin, by the leader of the community. That's it. And you need to just click a couple of links in order to participate.
Have you spoken to some person individually?
Well, yeah.
Or it was just, hey, let's register a Twitter account.
Well, I asked when I mentioned this idea in our chat, like, why are you not doing it? People would say the camera is not working right now. They are waiting till they buy a new camera. Right now they have a little bit of work, some other project on which they would rather focus instead of that. Like some excuses, basically. Yeah. Because it's very simple. It's very simple how you can participate.
One of possible ideas is that we can try to organize interviews with these people and ask them about their about the strong qualities and what is the bottleneck that prevents them from being more active.
Yeah, that's a good point. So basically, expertise, because they don't believe that this little help would be valuable. So why bother? And talking with them,
Yes.
engaging is interesting. Engaging. But again, look, no,
It is
we want to engage. So we want to ask you, hey guys, let's talk. Let's talk on a Zoom call about your projects, about what you believe in. So how many people have joined? Well, three people have joined. Yesterday we had 20 people because Batin announced it as a lecture. But again, 90% of participants were silent, just listeners. It's very slow. Like people are percolating very slow into the active core.
Victor. Where are you now?
I'm at the cottage, at the in the Chekhov region, Moscow region.
I'm supposed. Vladimir, you said that you have a flight. Did you have already it, or it will be tomorrow or
No,
next day?
it will be in a few days. Yes.
Ah.
On 26th June, it would be to the capital city of Philippines, to Manila, and on 29th June, it would be to Belgrade.
Mhm. Got it. So it's. Will you be on Wednesday call?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
But it's more difficult to talk with random English speakers, especially if they are native speakers. Like with you, I feel more comfortable to talk because we already know each other, we know each other's ideas. But if there is some completely new community of native English speakers, it's daunting, you know.
Yeah, it was the first time when I have joined intentionally to this voice chat, and as there was one time when I accidentally joined and immediately left it because I don't know. No, I'm not feel that I have a good English speaking level.
English speaking level can be very much improved in short period of time if you have generally good understanding of English language, generally good reading skills and so on, and just you have some language barrier because you haven't spent enough time speaking.
Oh, Danila, hello.
Oh, Danila.
I think this fear is not because of your low level of English. It's just a different community. Like if I join a call with Russian speakers, if they are completely new people whom I don't know from a different community, I will be scared to speak as well. So it's not the question of the level of language. It's the question of common ideas, friendship, like some connection with them. So foreign people are difficult to engage with. Hello, Danila. Have you returned from the meeting of Jewish Zionist transhumanists?
They made something to Danila. He doesn't want to speak with us. Okay.
Because I'm going now. So
Like you haven't occupied enough land. Now you want to occupy a state in the US.
Danila is heading now to United States?
No, he supports vitalism,
Yes.
whose idea is to
On this
politically, yeah.
on this train from Israel to US. It's a very long train.
Train. Got it. It's to meet Danila in real life.
He can't hear us because he's on a loud train and he doesn't have earphones. That's okay. Actually, I was surprised that
Activity here is so bad. It's not convenient. Sorry.
So about these passive members of our multiple chats. So what if we just invite them personally? Because, for example, if for example, about 5 years ago, I was just a reader of these group chats, and if someone invited me personally to some group call, probably I would have joined, and it could be the first step.
a very good idea.
Nice idea. Like we can try to organize that never-ending 24/7 conference with these people.
I think it's a very bad idea, this continuous conversation. I think it's a very bad idea from my experience. And it's better schedule specific time.
Yes, I agree. Like I say that we can invite these people to specific times, and there are so many such people that it would be enough for this never-ending conference.
Yeah.
But most of them would not join, of course.
Yeah.
As for this never-ending conference, we just have a lot of different events already, like this Wednesday call from Ageless, some calls from US Transhumanist Party, German Rejuvenation Party Science calls, and many other organizations like International Longevity Alliance has regular weekly calls on Sundays.
So it's already almost
yeah. Like maybe not 24/7, but at least a few calls every day we have already. Like 24/7 is an ambitious goal that it's like motivating and from like it's very interesting to achieve, but like it's not very realistic within a month or like a few months. But we can strive to that because like yesterday we had 6 hours call with Baden, and today we have like several hours call here. Like it's almost never-ending conference already. If people from Ageless would support this idea and make calls more frequently, and Vitalist people would also make something about that.
This is why I have asked, what are the outcomes of this our current conversation? Because we could talk for 24 hours per day, but if we don't have some positive outcomes, it's, I don't know if
First of
it
all,
is.
we have practiced our English language. It's very important. And also kind of created some connections. It would be even better if there would be more people here, like some new people maybe. Like Lars tried to join us, but some reason quitted. And Jakub Dudinsky also. Like probably went here and thought it's not interesting. Of course, it should not be like that one person would sit here 24/7. Like it would prevent him from actually doing some useful things. It just like, but 1 or 2 hours once in a few days for one person, it's useful. For example, yesterday I have known that Alexei Alexeyev has some interesting ideas about gathering scientists together. Alexei Alexeyev is not very active in our like Продление жизни or AGCT chat, but he is very active in his own, like with Dmitry Krykov, Mathematics in Ancient chat, and I'm not very active there. So we probably haven't intersected enough during last year. So I have missed his ideas.
Have you used random coffee?
No. It's like
I met
interesting idea.
Alexeyev on random coffee. So
I have met him in real life in Moscow a few times before. But as for random coffee, I didn't like that it's just once a week, and I just always forget about it. If it would have been once a day, maybe it would be even more engaging for me.
not every person is registered on random coffee. So for example, you know, when you spoke with a lot of people at some point, random coffee fewer and fewer and suggest you less and less people, because it already proposed you almost all people that it had.
On the very first meeting, this random coffee proposed me to speak with Peter Fedechev. And like I like him very much, like he's a very good activist, but in science field we have some disagreements. Like I didn't feel like that it would be a good idea to speak with him at random coffee, and that
Peter
then
was
it
my
would
first
explode.
person that I spoke with. Yeah.
He
And
probably
I I heard that he has a book, and then Random Coffee proposed me speaking with Peter, and I decided to read, and I have scheduled meeting with him on Friday, and Random Coffee Bot proposed me the meeting on Monday, so I read his book in 5 days before meeting him.
great.
So
That's weird that Petr Fedechev participated in the random coffee. He's so busy. Like Batin told me that he can barely find 1 hour to debate. Like it's difficult to make him even participate in a well prepared event like a debate, like some talk about some project, and here he's just willing to randomly chat with random people from the street for hours. Wow.
Probably he exaggerated about it.
Yes, most likely.
And the people from the street.
So he's increasing his price basically. My time is so expensive. Where is my $10,000?
So he won twice. So he have now $20,000. Wow.
No, it was the same $10,000. Just twice.
Your quality of the picture and the audio is so low.
Didn't hear you well.
Wait, you know, there is no random coffee anymore. Yeah, that's no random coffee.
Yeah, more
I
random.
no. We will stop it.
It's dead end. No more random coffee. Yeah.
Because on last week I had no, a suggestion. Yeah.
So the only way to speak now is these chats, voice chats that we organize.
I like an approach of I forgot his name, or this guy with the tattoo here. Forgot it's
Young Granat.
Jan Granat, and he by himself propose like conversations for tens of people. Just wrote them, hey, let's speak about something, and he didn't wait for this random coffee bot, and he initiated conversations by himself.
Danila Immortalist, who is with
It's
us right now,
a good
is doing the same,
proactive position.
but in English. It's a common approach, yeah. Danila is doing the same. He's calling to everybody, like to foreigners on that working website, LinkedIn. A valuable part of activism. But yeah, Young Granat is interesting. Even though I disagree with him on certain questions. AI, he's a doomer.
We can try to call people from Netherlands on the next call, like Mike Alexandrowski and Roman Stashkin and other people.
Great idea. Do you have contacts?
Yes, they are in Telegram. Like with some of them we speak in Vitalist chat a little bit.
What do you want to discuss with them?
Practical aspects of making political party in Netherlands and what they can do for that. And maybe they know other people from Netherlands and how they can try to find new people. But mostly there are some legal aspects, like they need to register some entity for that. But also, regarding political party in Netherlands, the next elections would be in about 2028. So they have a few years before that. It's quite sad. Not the next year. Like in Germany, for example, the next elections would be the next year, 2025, in October. And it's much more interesting from practical point of view to try to help Germany, well, to get 0.06 instead of 0.05%.
Elections.
It would be parliament elections to Bundestag. Maybe we can try to even try to organize another political party in Germany, like with people who are more interested in more massive platform. Like they have already 3 communist parties, and they can have 2 or 3 life extension parties. The video from Artur and Danila do not work. From Danila works. From Artur almost stopped for me. He shut eyes and video also stopped.
I didn't know we would be able to talk in English for 3.5 hours. That is a good achievement. Wow. We have some nice drive.
I think we should have at the beginning of every meeting, like setting up some goals for every meeting, what we want to achieve with this conversation.
Okay.
No, I achieved all the goals instantly.
So at the end, we could evaluate if we achieved goals.
Of course, we achieved all the goals. We understood that we can make uh, talks and in English. That's it. We can interact. We can record them. I will try to put it on YouTube perhaps to finish the whole pipeline of production. But yeah, it works.
Okay, it's like 2:32 a.m. my time. Quite time to go to bed. Danila says, don't give up, continue this marathon. Okay.
Okay, good night, Vladimir.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Okay.
It's been nice talking to you.